Let's talk Newcastle United. Top 4 Newcastle United. Looking ahead to a big season next season. But Barcelona reportedly want to sign Bruno Guimaraes from Newcastle. I had a word with Bruno actually not that long ago, and I asked him straight, how do you see your future? Do you see it at Newcastle?
Yeah, I will. I said that I would like to put my name in the club story. I think I'm in a good way. It's still too much to do, but it's like in my first full season. We are fighting for the Champions League, for the big things. We've got one final already here. So yes, I think I'm in the right way to put my name in the club story.
And that was good. It was good to hear that from Bruno. And the Newcastle fans on that day reacted very positively to that. But Simon, in a funny way, have Newcastle themselves not become victims of their own success here? In that some of the key players are bound to attract interest, and he's the top of the list for that.
Yeah, the hunter turns into the hunted. Look, the bottom line is that Newcastle have got this challenge on their hands. They've got to try and do what Man City have done, which is to make them a destination for the best players rather than a passing through. Because, you know, these legacy football clubs like Barcelona, Real Madrid and some of the other ones that we can mention, maybe Bayern Munich and some other English clubs that will trip off our tongues, still have that advantage over Newcastle. But somehow Man City have got themselves into a position where they can attract the best coach in the world and some of the best players in the world, and not find themselves as a gatekeeper for other football clubs in Europe that might be considered to be better heeled in the legacy of the cartel of the best football clubs in European football. So Newcastle have got themselves into a slight conundrum, which means they've got to win quicker and faster. So Eddie Howe has got to get this side into a situation where ultimately they can be a destination point for the top players. To achieve what Newcastle inevitably want to achieve, they're going to have two conundrums. Are they going to do that solely on the basis of having a bigger checkbook than everybody else? Or are they going to be able to do it by having a competitive checkbook but producing a team that coaches want to coach and players want to play? And Guimaraes doesn't want to see Barcelona as an opportunity to go to a bigger football club because they're a legacy football club. Yeah. It's a challenge. It's one of those things that will not be priced into the thinking of those that want to condemn Newcastle, those that don't want Newcastle to do well because of their ownership model. Right? And I don't fall into that camp. I don't like their ownership model. I want them to do well because their supporters are great supporters on the whole. Sure. But the challenge is this, Eddie Howe has done a great job by the standards of what's been there previously. So Newcastle, to get to the standard they want to get to, means they need to be a sort of luminary, a football club that people say we must be at Newcastle. And I don't care that Barcelona are knocking on my door. That's where they're trying to get to. That's where they've got to get to. And how they get there and how much casualties and how much churn they have for good players going out the door is the conundrum.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.